What if everything you've been told about success was only half the truth? Every morning, millions of people wake up early, work harder than ever, come home exhausted, and tell themselves, one day, it'll all be worth it. But for most people, that day never comes. Not because they aren't smart, not because they're lazy, but because 5 silent habits quietly steal their future. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of a man named Ethan, a man who believed hard work was enough until one unexpected meeting changed everything. And the 5th habit was so dangerous, it nearly destroyed his life without him ever noticing. Let's begin. Every morning at exactly 6:45, Ethan walked through the same office doors. Same coffee, same desk, same computer, same tired smile. He was 32 years old. He wasn't poor, but he wasn't free either. His paycheck arrived every month and disappeared every month. Rent, bills, insurance, food, subscriptions, credit cards. Then, the waiting started all over again. Just one more raise, he kept telling himself. Then my life will finally change. But it never did. 7 years passed. Nothing changed, except the amount of stress he carried. One evening, as Ethan walked home, the rain began to fall. He stepped under an old bus stop, where an elderly man was already sitting. The old man looked at Ethan and smiled. "You look tired." Ethan laughed. "Everyone's tired." The old man slowly shook his head. "No, you're not tired because of work. You're tired because you're chasing the wrong finish line." Ethan frowned. "What do you mean?" The old man pointed toward the busy street. "Look around. Hundreds of people rushed past them. Some looked angry. Some looked worried. Some never even looked up from their phones. They all think they're running toward success. But most of them, they're running in circles." Ethan stayed silent, then asked, "So what's the difference?" The old man smiled. "The difference is hidden inside 5 habits. The first one is the habit of trading time for money." Ethan answered immediately, "But that's what everyone does." "Exactly," the old man replied. "And that's why most people never escape." He picked up 2 stones from the ground, one small, one large. "If I pay you, for every hour you carry this stone, you'll always need my permission to earn. But if you build the bridge that thousands of people use, you get paid long after you've stopped working." Ethan stared at the stones. For the first time, he realized he had spent years selling hours instead of creating value. The old man smiled, but don't make the mistake that almost everyone makes. They hear this lesson. They quit their job. They start a business. And within a year, they fail. Ethan looked confused. "Why?" "Because," the old man said quietly, "people don't buy logic. They buy emotion. You can have the best product in the world, but if nobody feels something, nobody buys." Ethan looked around. For the first time, he noticed every advertisement, every restaurant, every brand was selling a feeling, not a product. The old man stood up. "And tomorrow, I'll show you. The second habit. That silently keeps millions of people poor." He began walking away, then stopped. Without turning around, he said one sentence that Ethan never forgot. "The richest people don't think differently because they have money. They have money because they learned to think differently." Ethan stood there, watching the rain. For the first time in years, he wasn't thinking about his next paycheck. He was thinking about changing his mind. Because maybe wealth doesn't begin in your wallet. Maybe it begins in the stories you tell yourself every single day. So before this video ends, ask yourself one question. Am I building value or just selling my time? That single answer could change the next 10 years of your life. If this story made you think differently, share it with someone who still believes that working harder is the only path to success. And if you enjoy stories about money, business, psychology, and the hidden rules behind success, subscribe to the channel because the next story might be the one that changes your life. I'll see you in the next one.